Alright, what's up everybody? Let me get this music turned down just a little bit more. Alright. What's up guys? We got a small slate tonight. It's only 4 games, so probably going to be a quick stream today. The games start at 8 o'clock Eastern time, so they start in like 25 minutes. I figured I would go live just for like the next 25-30 minutes up until the start of the games. And we'll answer some questions, talk through this slate. We do have a LeBron discounted prop for Taco Tuesday, so we'll try and find a player or two that we can pair with that and build out a stream slip. Yesterday, once again, our stream slip went 2 for 3. Like, dude, it's been so annoying. I swear, like, I could give out 7 plays, I'll hit 6 of them. I could give out 5 plays, I'll hit 4. Like, for some reason, I just can't get a full sweep. But, yeah, went 2 for 3 on our stream slip yesterday. Felt like we had a lot of good reads, though. We were definitely on some good plays. Feel like I definitely talked some people off some plays. I know there was guys asking questions about, like, Cam Thomas props, his overs, and, like, I was telling him, be careful there, minutes restriction, all that, and I think he wound up going under his points. But yeah, guys, we'll talk through the slate and answer questions, and if you guys do have any questions, you can go ahead and throw those in chat. But we're going to try and find a couple plays that we can pair with this LeBron discount. I was hoping we'd have some injury news to keep an eye on, but it's really not looking like that. It's going to be the case. Pretty much all the injury news we were waiting on today is, we got it. Keontae George was questionable, but he's going to play. Embiid was questionable, but he's playing. I think the only questionable player left is John Collins in the Clippers game, and I don't think, if John Collins is out, I don't think that really matters too much from a props perspective. So it's going to probably be a quiet injury news day, at least. We expect it to be. Maybe something crazy drops, but I doubt it. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Again, if you have any questions for tonight, feel free to throw those in chat. I'll try and get every question answered over the next 25-30 minutes. And as we go, I'll try and build out a slip as well. Give a couple plays that we can pair with this LeBron discount. It's LeBron's birthday tonight, so hopefully he plays well, goes over this PRA line at least for the taco. Hopefully that can hit. What's up, everybody? What's up, Shift? What's up, Blackheart? Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Swag K says, "Goat." Appreciate you, Swag. Appreciate you. Let's get it, Noah. Let's get it. Is that Keisha? Keisha Smith, appreciate you. Do you like Embiid 11.5 rebounds plus assist? Let's take a look at that one. Take a look at Embiid's rebounds and assist. Let's see, where's the RA line? Okay, it looks like Prizepicks just locked that line. I want to say Embiid's rebounds numbers, I want to say they've been a little bit down this year. Like, he's not really been as aggressive rebounding the ball. He's also not been playing as many minutes this year, but his minutes are slowly ticking up. At 11.5, like, I feel like that's probably an accurate line. I want to say without Zach Edey, like, the matchup for rebounds is probably better for Embiid. But 11.5, that feels like an accurate line to me. Like, I really don't have much of a take there on Embiid's RA prop. I will say he's not been as aggressive rebounding the ball this year, which has me a little bit worried. Markkanen 6.5 rebounds. It's not a great rebounding matchup for Markkanen. The Celtics historically have been a pretty good rebounding team. They've been pretty good on the glass. I mean, Markkanen's historically been an okay rebounder in his career. Like, I want to say this year, let's see. He's averaging, let's see. He's averaging almost 7 rebounds per game. I'm pretty sure he's like second on the team in rebound chances. Let's go to the Jazz. Let's look at this real quick. Yeah, 10.8 rebound chances per game. I mean, I think it's okay. I don't have much of a take on that one. Rebounds props are always tough. Like, I feel like rebounds props are some of the props I take the least of anything. It's unless it's like a really good matchup for rebounding, or, you know, really bad matchup for rebounding, and you could look at unders, like, I don't have much of a take there. I feel like the matchup for rebounding is probably bad against Boston. But, yeah. Panther Nation, $2 Super Chat says, less cash. Appreciate you, Panther Nation. Thank you for the $2 Super Chat, my man. Hopefully we can cash tonight. Hopefully we can cash. We're definitely due, because, my God, it feels like every slate I'm giving out, you know, a 3-pick on stream, and we go 2 for 3, like every slate. It's so frustrating. But hopefully today's the day we can get a win. Hey, man, what do you think about Cam Spencer over 7.5 points alt line? I mean, so Cam Spencer's been playing incredibly well lately. A lot of these games where he was scoring a bunch, some of these games were without Ja Morant, so I would just be a little bit cautious there. The last few games with Ja Morant back, we've seen Cam Spencer's scoring, you know, take a big spike down. I will say the Grizzlies are without Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, which should open up the door for more minutes for Cam Spencer, I would think. And maybe him and Ja will play alongside each other more. Typically, you know, he just kind of backs up Ja Morant, and he'll, you know, whatever. If Ja plays 25 minutes, Cam Spencer will play like 23 minutes, but maybe they'll share the floor together without KCP. 7.5 points alt line, I mean, I don't have much of a take on that one. I'm assuming you're probably going to be laying some, you know, you're not going to be getting a big payout on that. The juice you're going to pay on that is going to be pretty big. So I personally don't love taking any props on Cam Spencer, just because I think his role with Ja Morant back is a little bit tougher to project and to predict. Whereas obviously when Ja was out, I mean, Cam Spencer was just crushing every night. But things are different now with Ja back. Noah, you're looking crispy with the cut, my guy. Appreciate you, Solo. Appreciate you. Yeah, cleaned up the face a little bit. Kept the mustache, but cleaned up the face. Okay, we just got the Grizzlies starting lineup. Ja Morant, Jalen Wills, Cedric Howard, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Christian Koloko. They don't probably have any props on Christian Koloko, no. But that's interesting. Santi Aldama is not starting. Maybe we could look at some Aldama unders. Like, he probably still plays a decent amount off the bench, but not starting. I feel like there's a little bit more value here. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. They're already starting to adjust some of these lines. Maybe under 21.5 PR. I kind of like that. Okay, they just locked his points prop. I'm taking this. If you guys want a stream slip for today, I don't know if you'll be able to get this in time, but I'm taking LeBron Taco and I'm pairing it with Santi Aldama under 21.5 PR. Aldama's not starting, which he's still going to play, probably 24 to 26 minutes, but I don't think he's going to get like 32 minutes like he was getting when he was starting. So like last game he played 35 minutes against the Wizards. He's not going to be up there. He's not going to be in that 30-minute range, I wouldn't think. He's probably going to be more in like the high 20s. So I think there's some value on this under on Aldama. 21.5 PR. Let's see if the sports books have adjusted. I wasn't even sure what I was going to pair with the LeBron taco, but this play just kind of popped for me. Okay, DraftKings just bumped him down to 20.5. Aldama's PR. I wonder if Prizepicks is gonna bump that line down. I guess we'll kind of wait and see. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Aldama under 21.5 PR, coming off the bench. Also, Jock Landale was questionable. He's playing. So, that's good for this Aldama under. So, yeah, I'm going to roll with this. I'm surprised they didn't bump this line down. I think they might bump it down at some point. His points prop, it was 13.5, I believe. Fantasy 30.5. When did that news come out? Was I late on that? Came out 3 minutes ago. I don't know why they're starting Koloko. Like, why are they starting Koloko? Interesting. Okay, so they did just bump down that Aldama PR. Yeah, I think we got a good bet there. Look, Aldama's still going to probably play, mid-20s minutes. But when he was starting, he was getting like 33, 34 minutes, and I would be very surprised if he plays that much off the bench. Anytime a starter goes to the bench, you have to assume they're going to play less. Could he still be like really productive? It's definitely possible. But yeah, I like that play. So hopefully you guys were able to get that one in. That was our official stream slip for today. Looks like they're starting to bump down some of his lines now. But let me answer some of these questions. I didn't expect that to happen, to get that starting lineup like that. How about Jaren Jackson, PRA? It's interesting. Jaren Jackson, like, to start the season, was playing so poorly, and now he's, like, starting to play better. It's kind of weird. Like, John Morant comes back, and now Jaren's playing better. You would think without John Morant, like, Jaren would take a bigger role and stuff, but, like, that wasn't the case. A lot of Jaren's lines are lower than what they typically would be at, just because he hasn't played as well this season. But if he's going to start producing like he typically would, then I like Jaren props, because I feel like it's kind of an opportunity to buy low on a player who's starting to, produce at a rate that we typically see him produce at. Like last season, he averaged like 20-something points per game. This year, like his scoring, everything's been way down for Jaren. But maybe now's the time he's starting to figure things out again. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to take that on Jaren, I don't hate it. Like, I think it's an okay play. Aldama not being in the starting lineup is probably a good thing. Just takes away a high usage guy. I would think more minutes that Jaren plays without Aldama is going to probably favor him. No, I'm hearing mixed reviews on Luka today. What's your point of view? Look, if you look at Luka's, like his numbers without Austin Reeves, they've typically been like really good. His assist rate, his usage, everything. He hasn't played a lot of minutes without Austin Reeves this year just because, we're not super far into the season. But you could look at like numbers from last season. But if you just look at numbers this season, look at Luka's usage rate. 34.6% usage rate, which, I mean, that's like one of the highest usage rates in the league. It's not surprising. You look at the minutes he's played without Austin Reeves, his usage rate goes to 39%. So, I mean, that's a 5.5% bump, or 4.5% bump. Like, that's a big bump in usage. Same with his assist rate. I think this year his assist rate is it's like in the low 30s. Without Austin Reeves, it goes up to 40%. His fantasy points, look at his fantasy points per minute, 1.66 fantasy points per minute without Austin Reeves. So like everything, all of Luka's numbers are really good without Austin Reeves. Some of his games lately have not been great, but he had a bad matchup against Houston. Last game against the Kings was a blowout. He didn't play full minutes. The Clippers game was a blowout. He didn't play full minutes. Utah, he went nuclear. I think Austin Reeves played in that game. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But Luka's typically a guy without Austin Reeves. You would probably project him, fantasy points in the low 60s. Point prop, I think his points prop is already bumped up a little bit today. I think it was at 33.5 earlier today. It's at 34.5. His assist line, that was something that I gave out on YouTube last night. I still like his assist, 7.5. He just has a huge role without Austin Reeves. The offense runs through LeBron and Luka without Reeves, because the rest of this team is just it's a bunch of low usage guys. Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, guys that are not gonna, you're not running the offense through those guys. Kawhi Leonard fantasy score, it's tough because Kawhi's lines are super, super high right now, but he's been playing so well this season. Prizepicks, did they take his fantasy score down? Looks like they took his fantasy, oh, there it is, 50.5. Like, that's what I'm saying, like 50.5 fantasy. But this is what we saw Kawhi be projected at a lot when he was fully healthy. It's just that he's dealt with injuries so much in his career. He's played limited minutes a lot in his career, but now he's fully healthy. He's playing 37 minutes a night. Like 50.5 fantasy is a really high line, but it feels correct on Kawhi. I don't have much of a take on that one. He's coming off like a huge game. Typically when guys like have such a huge game, I kind of like to just shy away from them the game after that, because sometimes, they can regress a little bit. But yeah, 50.5 fantasy on Kawhi, that feels like a pretty accurate line. But yeah, you look at his minutes, man. Kawhi's playing like huge minutes this season. 38 minutes last game, 41, 37, 42. Like, it's just great to see Kawhi healthy. When he's healthy, Kawhi is still like such a good player. Need underdog bets? I mean, if you have anything underdog specific you want to ask, you can do that in the chat. I mainly kind of focus on Prizepicks just for the stream and stuff. And because like a lot of my plays are on Prizepicks with fantasy scores and stuff, that's what I take a lot of. But you could always ask underdog questions, and I'll try and answer those. LeBron cutting that cake tonight by dropping 40 points. I was interested. I wanted to see something. Let me look at this. I want to see what LeBron has done on his birthday. Because I know he's played on his birthday a lot. So this is what LeBron has done on his birthday in his career. So in 2023, he played against Minnesota on his birthday. 39 minutes, 26 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. The game against Atlanta, I went to that game. That was awesome to watch that. LeBron had 47, 10, and 9 against Atlanta on his birthday. I mean, some of these games are like, way early in his career, so you can't look too much into those. But like the last 3 games he's played on his birthday, 26 points, 47 points, 26 points. Now, sure, like these games were without Luka. Like, obviously, Luka wasn't on the team then, so take it with a grain of salt. But I just wanted to look that up. I thought it was kind of interesting. LeBron's played 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's played 10 games on his birthday. Tonight will be number 11. I mean, the dude's been in the league for damn near 20-something years, so it's not surprising. What about pairing the Taco with Jaden Ivey fantasy? So Jaden Ivey, his minutes are coming up, and Karis LeVert is out tonight, which should be good for Jaden Ivey. I don't think Ivey has played a game without Karis LeVert this year. Let me look at that real quick. If he has, I'd be interested to see how many minutes he played. So he played 1 game this season. Or no, yeah. He played 1 game without Karis LeVert, but that was back when like Avi was still on a minutes limit, I think, because he only played 14 minutes in that game. That was on November 20th or 29th. Like, yeah, he was still on a minutes limit then, so you can't really look at that too much. But last game, so Avi's been limited to like 15, 20 minutes a night pretty much all season. Like, he's not been playing more than that. Last game, out of nowhere, he just played 29 minutes. I think he subbed in like halfway through the third quarter and didn't sub out. Like, he played the rest of the game. He played like 17 straight minutes, which that's something you can't expect to happen every game. Like, if I knew Avi was going to play close to the same amount of minutes he did last game, I would like this prop. I would like the over. But I'm not confident that he gets upper 20s minutes again. I think he could be like in the high teens, low 20s. Even with LeVert out, the Pistons still have a lot of guys. Like the Pistons are a team that kind of run a deeper rotation. Lately, they've been running a deeper rotation. So I'm iffy on that one, on Jaden Ivey. It was good to see the minutes come way up, though, last game. That at least shows us that he has potential to play more. And they're not just going to keep him limited to what they have been this season. Patreon picks look amazing. This is Unk. What's up, Unk? Yeah, Patreon picks. Hopefully they do well tonight. Hopefully they do well. We definitely are in need of a W for sure. But I've seen a couple of the plays we gave out have already bumped a couple points in our favor, so that's always a good sign. But yeah, hopefully the Patreon picks hit tonight because we definitely need them. Need them too. What do you think about Derek White over 3.5 assists, Jaylen Brown over 29.5 PR alt lines? I mean, it's a great matchup for both those guys. Like, the Jazz this year are one of the worst defenses. They give up a ton of points. They give up a ton of assists. Like, it's a great spot. I know Jaylen Brown, like, he's going for the record. I think he has to score 30 points again tonight to break Larry Bird's record. So that's obviously an incentive for him. And I actually think he wants to get the record. Because they were down their last game. I think they were down by like, or no, they were winning by like 25 in the fourth quarter. And Jaylen Brown was out there chucking up threes, trying to get to 30 points. So, like, I think he actually wants to get that record. I don't hate the play there if you want to take that. If anything, I feel like I would just bet like 30 points instead of taking like an alt line and, you know, getting a much lower payout. Aldama will play 30 minutes or more tonight. Well, I hope not. I hope not. I mean, if you look at his game log as a starter and then off the bench, let's look at that real quick. As a starter, you know, he was getting 36, 35, 31, 34, 34, 30, 35 minutes. He's basically playing 30 plus minutes. If we look at his game log off the bench, let's see what the difference is there. I want to say, yeah, like, look off the bench, you know, 25. He did have 36 minutes against Washington, but he also was going nuclear that game. Like, he couldn't miss. He had like 17 points in the first quarter or some shit. But then 28 minutes, 25. So clearly he plays less off the bench. He has. So that's kind of why I like that Aldama under. He could absolutely still go over coming off the bench, but if you project him for 3-4 less minutes than what he would play as a starter, his lines, there was definitely value on some of those unders. Obviously, they've adjusted the lines now, so the value's kind of gone, but yeah, I like that Aldama under. I'm pretty sure this game against Washington, I gave out his under in Patreon because it was announced he wasn't starting, and then he went berserk. Hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. Still like it at under 20.5 PR. Not as much. Just because it's not like Aldama's, you know, he's still going to get like 24, 25 minutes. And he could still go over in that time. If it was a scenario where, you know, I was expecting his minutes to get really cut, then I would definitely still like the under. But if you didn't get it at 21.5, I don't think I would take it under 20.5. But that's up to you, honestly. That's up to you. Honestly, if you didn't get 20.5 PR or 21.5 PR, I would look at maybe like fantasy, like 30.5 fantasy, taking that under. Well, is it? Yeah, like taking 30.5 fantasy under. I would maybe look at that instead. because that line still feels a little bit high coming off the bench. PRA's at, what, 23.5? I'm assuming PR is still at 20.5. Yeah, 20.5. Like, I think I would take under 30.5 fantasy if you didn't get 21.5 PR. That would still be good, in my opinion. Like, let's look at his fantasy game log off the bench. So, I mean, off the bench, he's gone under this line in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 of his last 8 games coming off the bench, he's gone under 30.5 fantasy. Obviously, you know, the game he went 2 of the games he went over, he shot like really well, 7 for 11, 15 for 23. Plus, you know, some of these games were without John Morant. Now John Morant's back, so, you know, not as much usage available. So I think I would take that under fantasy before I took under 20.5 PR. Any other picks you like, Noah? Well, in the Memphis Philadelphia game, I won't give out anything there because, I mean, the game starts in like 20 seconds. In these other games, I was looking at Cade over 49.5 fantasy. I just think it's a really good matchup for Cade. The Lakers don't have great guard defense. I'm assuming it'll be probably Marcus Smart that guards Cade here. Maybe Jake LaRavia, but it's definitely a good spot for Cade. 49.5 fantasy, you know, if you project Cade for 36, 37 minutes, which is typically what he plays in competitive games, this is a line I'd bet on him going over more times than not. And especially in a good matchup like this one, a matchup that should favor him. So, I kind of like that. I don't like it as much as I liked the Aldama under, but if you're looking for something to pair with the LeBron taco, I think you could do this right here. I think this is a good play. Underdog, I looked at Underdog. They had his fantasy at like 51, I think, or 50.5. So Prizepicks is a little bit lower than some of the other sites. So there's a little bit more value on Prizepicks there. You like Jalen Duren PR versus the Lakers? I haven't looked at many Jalen Duren props. I feel like the spot's okay. The Lakers, you know, with DeAndre Ayton, they're not like a great rim protecting team. Ayton's historically never been a great rim protector. His PR line was his PR line at 27.5. Yeah, 27.5. Like, I feel like that's a pretty accurate line. I don't hate the play there. I think it's fine. 27 PR, 29.5 PRA. Actually, I might like PRA a little bit more. I think Duren can get 2 assists. Sometimes he can get more than that. But yeah, either one of those is fine, I think, between PR and PRA. The matchup should be somewhat favorable for him, I think. Everyone in the chat, hear me out. Cam Spencer, over 7.5 points is a lot. He shoots 0 for 5 from 3, still went over last game, paired with the taco. Hey, there you go. King Cabano's giving you guys a lot. Cam Spencer, over 7.5 points. If that doesn't hit, feel free to come and stream tomorrow or actually don't come and stream tomorrow because there's not going to be a stream tomorrow. But next time we stream, you guys can flame King Cabano. He gave out a lock. Cam Spencer, over 7.5 points. That's a King Cabano special right there. Do you like DeRozan over on fantasy with Zach LaVine out? The issue I have with the Kings, guys, like, dude, the Kings are so bad, and they get blown out a lot. DeRozan historically has benefited without Zach LaVine, but I will say that Keegan Murray is supposed to be back tonight, which I think is probably a negative for DeMar DeRozan. It really comes down to, can the Kings keep the game competitive? Because, like, DeRozan's been crushing lately, and I want to say they've been involved in close games. So, like, last game he played 34 minutes. He only played 28 minutes against Dallas. That was the game that he went under. But against Detroit, close game, 41 minutes. Against Houston, close game, 40 minutes. Against Portland, close game, 35 minutes. It's like, you know, the spread in this game is 9.5. So many times we've seen the Kings just go out there and, like, look like shit, get blown out. But if they keep the game close, I would say I feel fairly confident DeRozan goes over this fantasy line. Will they keep the game close? I don't know. I mean, the Kings are a tough team to predict. The Kings can go out there and, you know, compete with anybody, and then they can go out there and lose by 30 to the Wizards. Like, they're just one of those teams that you just never know what you're going to get from them. Let's get him, Noah. Big money. Let's go, Joshua. Let's get it, man. LBJ went off versus the Hawks a couple years ago. He did. I was at that game. Looking through his game log, he tends to do well on his birthday, and when he's played on his birthday, he's had good games. Keontae George over 10.5 RA. So Keontae George is questionable. He's going to play. I'm assuming he'll be full go, like no restrictions or anything. He is dealing with an illness. Anytime guys are questionable with an illness, I'm always a little hesitant, just because illness is those are things that, like, you know, they could bother you in game if you're maybe with your breathing or something like that. But either way, his RA line at 10. I will say this matchup is probably not the best for, like, rebounds and assists. I mean, Boston's historically been a pretty good defense. They typically don't give up a ton of assists and rebounds. But Keontae's had a big role this year, been handling the ball a ton, getting a lot of assists. At 10, I think that's an accurate line on Keontae. But if that's a play that you like, you know, feel free to take it. I would be a little hesitant there, just because it's a bad matchup and, you know, he's dealing with an illness. But yeah, if you like that play, feel free to take it. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream here. We got a game starting up in about 5 minutes. Hopefully, our Santi Aldama under comes through, and hopefully our the LBJ taco can also hit, and our YouTube plays, Patreon plays. Hopefully, those can all hit as well, and we can make some money tonight. We do have a slate tomorrow for New Year's Eve. So tomorrow's New Year's Eve. There are 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 9 games tomorrow, but there's actually a lot of early games, which is kind of weird. There's a game starting at 1 o'clock, some couple games at 3 o'clock. I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I will do a video for the games tomorrow, so look for that tonight. You know, tonight I'll make a video giving some props for the games tomorrow, but probably no stream. And then I don't know yet if I'm going to be able to do an NBA video for New Year's Day, because we're supposed to be going to a friend's house on New Year's Eve. Don't know when I'm going to be getting home. It'll be late. I want to try and make a video for the college football playoff games, which are on New Year's Day, and I might do that tomorrow afternoon. I think I'll have a video either way, but yeah, probably no stream tomorrow. Probably no stream on New Year's Day. So most likely you'll see a stream from me on Friday. So be on the lookout for a stream Friday. I'll still have content though, videos posted on the channel the next few days. And yeah, Gifted Hands, I do plan on making a video for the college football playoffs, which those start tomorrow. I might just skip the game tomorrow and just do a video for the 3 games on New Year's Day. I'll probably do that video tomorrow afternoon and then post it like tomorrow night. But that's what I got for today, guys. Good luck. Let's win some money tonight. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.